So, today we're looking at cones, pyramids for surface area. Okay? Yeah. There you go. There's one big difference, first of all, between yesterday with prisms and today with pyramids and cones. Yesterday, how many bases did we have? 2. 2, right? See, 2B? 2B. Today, we're only going to have one base. So the start of your formula starts with just capital B. There's only one base in a pyramid. Most of the time, we're just going to be dealing with squares, anything that's called regular, because the other ones get a little complicated. Now, the rest of it, how do I find the surface area of the rest of this? One way to do it is to find the area of the triangle and multiply it by however many triangles there are. That takes a lot of thinking. We are going to do the perimeter times the slant height cut in half. So if you take the perimeter of the base, just like we did yesterday, you multiply it by the slant height and cut it in half, that gets you the rest of this stuff. Don't ask me how it works, it's just the way it works. The only thing that's tricky that we have to remember from last unit is we're going to have to do Pythagorean Theorem to find the slant height sometimes. Because I can give you the regular height, and you have to find the slant height. You will not have to do trig at all in this little mini unit. The only thing you may have to do is Pythagorean Theorem. Now with a cone, the base is a circle. So our cone formula starts off with just pi r squared. The circumference formula is what? Do you guys remember? 2 pi r. If I do half of that times the slant height, what happens to the 2 and the half? They cancel. So this is just pi r squared plus pi r slant height. Okay, so those are our two formulas. That's it for today. The trickiest part of today will be finding the slant height. So if I look at this first pyramid, the base is a square that is 20 by 20 by 20 by 20. So our surface area formula is the area of the base plus the perimeter times the slant height cut in half. Do I have slant height? No. 24 is the regular height. So we're going to have to do Pythagorean Theorem. So, same thing that we used to do with in the last unit. We're going to do half of the 20. So 10 squared plus 24 squared equals our slant height squared. So the nice thing is the slant height should be your hypotenuse. So 676. And what's the square root of 676? 26. Oh, you can't see it. 26. Okay. We're going to use that. So our base is a square that is 20 by 20. So how do I find the area of this square? 20 times 20. So surface area is 20 squared plus, what's the perimeter if they're all 20? 80. 20, 20, 20, 20. 80 times 26 divided by 2. Make sense? What's 20 squared? Good job. 80 times 26 divided by 2. 1,040. Add them together. 1440. Just like yesterday, our units will be squared. So centimeters squared. That's like the harder one. It's a lot of writing. Yeah. On the quiz, there's like one of these. So with the cone, our surface area formula is pi r squared plus pi r slant height. Is 11 the height or the slant height? Slant height. So I'm good to go. I can just plug it in. So pi 5 squared plus pi 5 times 11. You want to do decimal or you want to do exact? What's 5 squared? So 25 pi plus, what's 5 times 11? 55 pi. What's 25 and 55 make?
80.
So 80 pi. We'll do exact. See, I actually kind of don't mind exact because the numbers aren't usually that hard to deal with. It just is what?
No one really says like that's like
80 pi. Yeah, it's fine. Mathematicians do.
85.
Questions? Okay. Example 2 is kind of tricky. It's a regular hexagonal pyramid. So the base is a hexagon that has 6 sides. The only reason we're doing this is because there's a similar one in the homework. So to find the area of a hexagon, we never really taught you how to do that. There is a formula, you don't need to know it. Think about a hexagon though. I can break it up into 6 pieces. Right? 6 triangles. Don't we know how to find the area of one of these triangles?
Yeah.
Each side is 8. And in the picture, they give you the height of the triangle as 4 root 3. That's actually called the apothem. Yeah, it's got a name. Yeah, it goes from the center out. So to find the area of this base, capital B, I'm going to find the area of one of these triangles and multiply it by 6. Because there's 6 of them. On the homework, it's like a pentagon, so you got to multiply by 5. So we're going to do 6 times 8 times 4 root 3 divided by 2. Because that's the area formula for a triangle. And there's 6 of them. You will not see this on the quiz. I just want you to see how it looks like. So plug that in the calculator. Oops. $166.27. 28, sorry. So that's the beginning part of our formula. That's capital B. You can always do that off to the side if you want. So our surface area is 166.28 plus, now what's the perimeter of the hexagon going to add up to? If all the sides are 8. Now, 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. 48. So 48, that's our perimeter. Our slant height is 18 divided by 2. Hugo, you were thinking 8. 48 times 18 cut in half is 432. So our total surface area is 598.28 inches squared. Questions? Now with a cone, I don't really think we need to do that one.
I agree.
It's the same as this one. Yeah, that's good. Okay. On this cone though, our surface area formula, pi r squared, pi r slant height. Do I have the slant height here?
No.
No. 6.8 is the regular height. 3.3 is the radius. So this is another one we're going to have to do Pythagorean Theorem. So I'm going to do it over here. 3.3 squared plus 6.8 squared will equal your slant height squared. Total? 98.5. Oh, okay. I was like, that's not the answer. 57.13 is the slant height squared. You weren't close at all. So our slant height is 7.56. So if you plug it in, now this one we're going to do decimal since there's already decimals in there. So pi 3.3 squared plus pi 3.3 times 7.56. So let's just plug it all in. Pi 3.3 squared, 34.21, pi 3.3 times 7.56, 78.38, and then add it up. 112.59 centimeters squared. It was a bad box, but okay. So on your quiz, there'll be two problems where you're gonna have to do slant height. Find the slant height first. I even say find the slant height, then find the surface area. One's a cone, one's a pyramid. Now the other way to kind of do a pyramid, if it's a square pyramid, is to not use the formula. So this is only just in case you don't want to use the formula. So I can first find the area of each lateral face. A lateral face is just the triangle that makes up the rest of the pyramid. So how do I find the area of this triangle that's 30 and 20? That 30 is the height. Each side, this is a square, so each side is 20. So we could do area formula for a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. So you could do 20 times 30 cut in half. $300. So another way to do surface area, not using the formula, although I don't recommend it, is to think, it still takes a little bit more thinking. You find the area of the base, which if it's all 20, what's the area of the base again? 20 times 20. Plus, we could do 4 times our area of our triangle. Because there's 4. You see how there's 4 triangles on the side? It just takes a little bit more work, I think. But it's still like a valid method. And you get 1,600 millimeters squared. I personally just like the formula. Just because it's easy. You will get the formulas on the quiz. Okay, questions?